In this video, we're checking out the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K, a brand new camera that I'm pumped about because it's the most budget option for shooting 4K raw video that's coming to the market soon, and really great for aspiring filmmakers, content creators, and even live events like churches or any speaking and things like that. We're gonna dive into all the details in this video. The following content is brought to you in part by vidIQ, the #1 Chrome extension for YouTubers looking for on-point data analysis, research resources, and enhanced video creator tools. Start getting more views in less time today by signing up for free at vidIQ.com/think. That's vidIQ.com/think. Hey, what's up? Sean here with Think Media, bringing you the best tips and tools for building your influence with online video. And we're here at NAB at the Blackmagic booth, checking out the brand new Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K. Now, a lot of people have been super pumped about this camera here at the show because it is absolutely packed full of features, a very cool camera that is going to be coming out retail price for right around $1,300 here in the US, estimated release around September. And so we're super pumped about this camera for a couple of reasons. First of all, right off the top, you have a micro Four Thirds sensor inside of the camera. You can shoot HDR video, and you have 2 levels of ISO, right? You could do 400 or 3200. So this camera is great for low light, low noise for filmmakers and those aspiring in that space. But also, even if it's really bright out and you want to be able to have more control, that dual native ISO is really, really awesome. You also have MFT mount lenses. So you could pick up lenses, most typically from Olympus or Panasonic. And there's a lot of great lenses by those two companies that are actually very affordable, whether used. So already as a camera that will be a huge favorite among many aspiring filmmakers, the lens options for it are already abundant, and so that's something to consider as well. You're gonna have 13 stops of dynamic range, right? So that means your shadows you could see as well as the bright areas you could see. Blackmagic's other lineup of cameras are really known for having that high dynamic range, so excited about that. You've got a 5-inch touchscreen on the back, and very responsive, really intuitive menus. Navigating through everything is really, really cool. You can get to all the settings. You can do capturing your data with either SD cards, CFast cards, and you can also connect direct to USB-C. So let's say you had like an external hard drive or flash drive with a USB-C connection. That is a super, super cool feature. And of course, USB-C boasting a lot faster speeds. If you want to be capturing raw video, 60 frames a second, 4K, things like that, that is very interesting. And I'm excited to test out that feature when the camera comes out. Now, one of the things to note about this camera is this probably isn't the best camera for, vlogging or YouTubers, if that was your only aspiration, mainly because you don't have a flip screen to selfie, and you also have kind of basic autofocus. The autofocus on here is contrast based. It is kind of just mostly typically auto AF in the center of the image. So like other cameras, you can do a lot of dynamic autofocusing, especially on Sony or Canon, but that's really not the point of this camera. Number one, you may either be doing manual focus, and actually Omar on the team shoots every Sunday at church with the Blackmagic Ursa, and once he locks down the camera to capture the message and the communicator on stage, the autofocus is not necessary because from the back of the room or whatever, the subject's in focus the entire time, but yet you're able to get the features and capture everything right out of the camera. So this would be similar as well. I think the AF, from testing it here in the booth, it's still functional, it still works, but it's typically going to be for users that are behind the camera, maybe doing manual focus or operating the camera like that, and less vloggers who need to be able to depend on that AF. Additionally, I'm really pumped about the audio connection feature. So you've got a headphone jack right on the camera. You also have a 8-inch mic input as well. You've got a full-size HDMI out, which is really cool, similar to like a GH5. And then you also have got a mini XLR input for audio as well, including the power plug as well as USB USB-C for capturing on a separate device or drive. Now let's talk about the codecs and the quality of this camera. Now you can capture raw footage, which is super cool, raw up to 4K 60 frames a second. And you can also capture ProRes and the various variations of that codec as well. And in HD, you can do 120 frames a second, so some 4X slow motion in there as well. So, all of this together makes for this to be a super power-packed camera. As we were cycling through the menus, there's a time-lapse mode in there to check out. There's a lot of other details that they've put in here. You get so much control, even off of the on-camera microphones, which seem very impressive right on front there to capture everything, or the ability to select what channels you're capturing from the XLR or the headphone jack, control the gain all inside of here. There's really so much attention to detail that we can't even dive into in this video. Now, as far as the build quality of this camera, I really love it. The ergonomics of holding it in your hand, the layout of the buttons, really thoughtful, really intuitive. And as far as the battery goes, it's the LPE6, which is a Canon battery, the same one that we have for our Canon 60 Mark II that we've used in our 7D, etc. And that'll give you about an hour of recording time, which is pretty impressive when you're considering some of the codecs and higher bit rates that are available in this camera. So as far as my final thoughts go, I am super pumped about this camera. I don't think it's the right solution for everything, but I do think this is actually really a camera to pay attention to for a lot of scenarios, including, I think, definitely like teaching and longer form content. Omar and Kyle on our team are helping out with a new church, and they record a message every weekend that's anywhere from 35 to 55 minutes long. And other mirrorless cameras and DSLR cameras, a lot of them have 30-minute record time limits, and they actually use like a Blackmagic Ursa for that. This is even better, more portable, more flexible, and they actually don't even rely on the autofocus, right? They just lock the focus in the back of the room, capture the message. Super, super cool. And again, for those longer record limits, I'd also say a good use case would be teachers. When you have that 30-minute record limit, it can mess with you, but if you want to set your camera up, you have a whiteboard, you're training on it, or you're just talking head, you've got that. Whether you're an online expert, author, or coach or something like that, this could be a great camera to pay attention to. I also think for weddings, whether you want to, again, set it up in the back of the room and capture the full ceremony, utilize the audio features, or also if you even want to carry it around, the ergonomics, the feel of the camera is really great, and you can use the autofocus button, even testing it here, and it's great. You could shoot different clips, capture in those dynamic range, flat color profiles if you're going to grade later, really get that slow motion with 60 frames or 120. Very cool there. And then finally, of course, filmmakers, right? And with 13 stops of dynamic range, with all of the features, it's definitely a cinema camera. So, if you are a simple content creator, you might just want to invest in a camcorder if you want to record longer form content. But if you do want the ability to have, some depth of field, longer record times, or flat color profiles, really getting into filmmaking, creative type of content, this is a great, great solution. As I mentioned, for YouTube content creators, there's probably better options with better autofocus that are even more portable than this. They call this a pocket camera, but it's still getting pretty beefy in your hands, and there is a bit of weight to it. But again, I think that this is definitely a camera to pay attention to. It's got a lot of cool features. No camera is one size fits all, but we are excited about the Pocket Cinema 4K and can't wait to get our hands on one when it drops later in 2018. But that brings us to the question of the day, and that is, what do you think about this new camera from Blackmagic? Are you pumped? Have you seen any other videos about it? What features are you excited about? What are you hoping that it has? Let me know in the comments section below. So thanks for checking out this video. Subscribe and hit the bell if you haven't yet. And for other videos in our NAB show series, click or tap the screen right there. For another video from Think Media, click or tap the screen right there. Until next time, Think Media is bringing you the best tips and tools for building your influence with online video. Keep crushing it, and we will talk soon.